fuse, bring the boom. Let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the room, it means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite, let's go ignite, elements collide in a flash of light. And you feel the room, it means it's time. Light the fuse, bring the boom. Dynamite.
What's up, everybody? My name is Edward Black, the professor of Women Wrestling. Welcome to my video. Wow, Women Wrestling season 3, episode 37, right here, the PW Hustle Zone. And you already tell by the shirt I have on today. We talk about the matchup. We talk about the first ever twin versus twin matchup between the Laurie one and the Luscious one in the main event. And before we get to that, we got other matches we got to talk about. We got the former tag champions in action in the first match of the night, and we have two former teammates from a trio that we all remembered and we all thought it was gonna be a big deal, but McLean, it had to be lame and had them disbanded. But we gotta talk about that all in my review. So without further ado, let's talk about it. First match up, we have some tag team action. We got the Brat Pack representing the Alliance. Big with them, G Gianni taking on the former World Tag Champions, Big Rich and Bourbon, Jay Jones, Big with Betty. It was the last time we saw Big Rick and Jesse. It was on the losing end as they trying to get back the tag titles from the Hollywood Barbies, Holly Swag and Petty Pink, but didn't happen because shenanigans in the Fab Four. Because Fab Four trying their best to keep those titles in the group by hook up our crook. And the matchup was pretty damn good. It was a good back and forth matchup between these two teams. I will say the Brat Pack did their thing, because this is the first time we're seeing the Brat Pack going against a pretty damn good tag team in WoW, because we saw them going against teams like the Dodo Defenders or any team that's not on the level of Jay Jones and Big Betty. Not dogging the tag division in WoW, but this is the first time we're seeing them going against someone who has heat or at the top of the division in Big with the Bourbon. And they did a pretty damn good job. They tagging in and out, beginning the matchup, both teams doing their tag team moves, taking each other out. But of course, we got the cliche where we have one team from the babyface side getting isolated by both members of the heel tag team. As we see here with Big A and GG isolating Jay Jones to trying to best just wear her out, and they did a pretty good job. They did tag team combinations, and they doing at one point you had Big A with them doing the abdominal stretch on the Jay Jones, and we see GG in the background pulling BK's arm so we can get more livers, trying to tap her out. Of course, none of these things work, because Jay Jones found a way to get back in the matchup and tag in Big Betty without for the hot tag, hitting BK with them with the stroke. Shout out to Jarrett. So Big Betty comes in, House of Fire, taking out both GG and BK. She takes out GG with a Rainmaker. Shout out to Akata, and she takes out Big A with him with the Smother Special, which is basically the same combination you see Holly Swag, aka Hollywood, AJ do the palm strike, backhand, and super kick. But only this time she did it a little bit different. She did the palm strike, elbow, backhand, and super kick, or the other way around. But either way, she takes out BK, and they hit I think BK with the Leg Sweep and heel pull combination for the win. And Big Bay and Jay Jones get the win, back on the winning column after losing the tag titles and losing to the Fab Four to continue just being thorns on their side. And I mean what I mean by Fab Four being the thorn on their side, Big Bay and Jay Jones. And after that match, not a good week for last couple weeks for Rain away, because she lost against last match last week, and now she gets beat up by both Big Bay and Jay Jones because he tried to attack them after the match, but Big Bay and Jay Jones had eyes in the back of the head. because they got the veteran mindset, and they take out Wayne away with a double back elbow to the chest, taking her out, and then they continue to celebrate the victory. And as for the Brat Pack, well, they celebrated a loss with pizza. So, I mean, it's not all bad for the Lions, I guess. But Big Bay Eddie Jones, although they don't have the tag titles right now, I'm glad that Teddy's here to stay. So my main event, yes, we only have 3 matches on this episode. We got Genesis taking on a familiar face, Scott Parker. And if y'all know the history between these two, I don't need to remind you about these two's history. I ain't gonna bring it up later in the video because the promo that she cut after the match. But you all know the history. But this matchup was really fun. It was a good matchup between both Genesis and Scott Parker. And Scott Parker was like, Genesis, I gotta show what's been missing. So he putting out moves that we haven't seen from Ice Cold when she was in Exile. She put out a freaking missile drop kick from the top rope. Like, look, not even a minute in the matchup. Like, holy hell, like, I tell you, man, Scott Parker, he's been improving since he changed her gimmick. And I think her change her gimmick from Ice Cold to Scott Parker was for the better. And she over here countering every move that's Genesis is doing. Genesis could go for the leg drop on the back of the neck, but Scott Parker moves out of the way. It's just her going out while Genesis was on her knees, on got 2 count. And later on the matchup, we had Genesis putting Scott Parker in the excommunicator with the inverted sharpshooter, and Scott Parker fired out of it, dragging herself to the ropes, and she kicked Genesis in the face. That's when Scott Parker took advantage. And at one point, you had Scott Parker put in Genesis in the X choke, the straight jacket choke that she does. Takes her own medicine. I was like, holy hell, like I never thought these two got face off since all that happened with Exile last season, but this matchup was just a good back and forth. When you have Scott Parker with the X choke on Genesis turned the tables and put the X choke on Scott Parker. See how she likes it. And Scott Parker takes the counters it. She gets out of the X choke. She gonna go for the Scott Parker to slice bread number 2, but Genesis counters it, turns her around, and turns to the back of Scott Parker and hits her with a full Nelson Buster. 1, 2, 3, and Genesis gets the win after a series of losses, a couple of losses on her belt, but she's back on the winning side, even though it was in the hands of her former Teddy partner. With another Genesis win, there's always another Genesis promo. And Genesis, she is pissed. And I don't blame her, because she said it herself in the promo. First she calls McLean a piece of work. I thought she was going to say something else, but that works too. She calls her, and I heard her correctly. She called him a Nazi piece of work, and I thought she meant by that, but Nazi is actually a slang term for someone being strict and nitpicky. So that's what I learned from Google. Dang Google. But she basically just calling out Dan McLean for all the nonsense that he's been pulling on Jed's side, saying, hey, because I was getting up on and troop the match, your punishment is to basically put me back in SL. And of course, McLean got cut off and talk over the woman every time they cut promos. Like, look, she none of that, so BS. So you know what he meant. You have her going against her former tag partner from Exile, Scott Parker, or as he used to call her Ice Cold. And basically just said she's just pissed off and saying that this whole matchup was a smack in my face. And when am I getting my tires out? Are you gonna give my tires out, or you just to be like everybody else is exiled me. So I don't know if or when Lindsay gonna get a title shot, but at this point, I'm just annoyed that they booking her like I gotta say it. They booking like garbage. Like one minute they build it, like I said before, they build up just to bring it back down. Like this is like WWE booking 101. Like this is the same kind of crap you see in WWE or AEW for that matter. Like build somebody up so to bring it back down. Like the fall from grace. I'm not calling it the fall from grace. It's just they need to figure out what they're doing. Cause I'm getting annoyed. Obviously, she's getting annoyed. So like, can you just get her to title match already? I don't care if she lose. I don't care. I'd be happy to see win the title. But at this point, I don't care anymore. Just give her a title shot so we can just see what she can do.
This bull needs to stop now.
Before the main event, we see Lana Star come out alongside the tag champions, Play Pink and Ice Wag, and she cuts a promo talking about how this is about the future of the Fab Four. And we've seen cracks, we've seen the tension, we see everything that went down between Laurie and Lindsay, and they're going back and forth, all that jazz, and they just basically trying to have Laurie and Lindsay be like having at odds, and we see it throughout the episode. Ice Wag talking to Lindsay, I believe, and Petty Pink talking to Laurie, talking about how telling the other that hey, they saying that Laurie said this is gonna be easy to win. Lindsay said it's gonna be easy to win. Like trying to have them be just like rip each other apart, and that this is all like mind games from both Petty Pink and Ice Wag, and for Lana Star for that matter, because he might be part of this too. But Lana Star basically just said, listen, I do this for you, and I'm doing this for the greater good. Again, with the greater good. Every time I hear the greater good in wrestling, like I hear all the time with freaking Seth Rollins when he always like trying to talk about the greater good. Like enough already, enough with the greater good. I get it, but Lana Star just says tonight you will fight, and there you have it. Lana Star, Petty Pink, and Ice Wag would be at ringside, watch this all go down. And after that, we hear from Super Skulls backstage, running down everything that went down throughout the season, leading up to this matchup between Laurie and Lindsay. But it looks like it's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. Main event time. Laurie, Luscious Lindsay, twin versus twin, sister versus sister, blood versus blood, and this is also the first time we're seeing, not only the first time we're seeing both Laurie and Lindsay figure out against each other, this is the first time we're seeing Laurie and Lindsay having single matches, period. Like they never had a single match prior or during their wild careers, which is insane to me. Like they have been that dedicated to the tag team that they never had a single match ever until this episode. And I did like how they came out by themselves, and they still did the interest even without their sister by their side. I also like how Laurie came out with a black jacket, being different, not just wearing the same jacket as not only her sister but for the Fab Four in general. Even put that pink was like, hey, what the hell? Why you not wearing pink? Where's your jacket? And I just like how they came out by themselves. It's like it was different to see, but it was cool. But match starts off about like two and a half minutes of chain wrestling. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, this is always better than Jimmy J at WrestleMania 40. Already 10 times better. Like that match sucked. But all seriousness, they just going back and forth, training chain wrestling, work holds, and it was a good back and forth matchup. At one point in the matchup, you could tell that both Laurie and Lindsay were like trolling Lana, Petty Pink, and Ice Rag, because they like Laurie was trying to like pretend he gotta do the headlock in the middle of the ring, but Lindsay just like nonchalantly moved out of the way. They did that by like 3 or 4 times. I thought it was funny. And then at one point we have both Laurie and Lindsay treating submissive hoes. I did like how Laurie did like a leg lock on Lindsay by using her thighs, and Lindsay transitioned to a STF. I thought that was pretty good transition. And at one point they just going back and forth, trading pins left and right, and Lindsay was like, you know what, F this, and he hits the lariat on her sister. And you see, and after the fact, he's shocked that she even did that. And even Laurie like, oh, what the hell? What? Why you do that? Like both want shock. Lindsay is upset at herself that she did it. Laurie like she's like what? Why did he do that crap? And Laurie is pissed off as he hits Lindsay with a back elbow and hits her with a second hurricanrana. And both of them get back up, and Lindsay hits Laurie with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors. And both of them get up again. They go for a clothesline. They both think the same thing because they're twins, and we get a double down. And this is where we get interesting, because they both down. Of course, you got Highest Rag and Petty Pink at ringside, and they grab chairs from their respective size apron, and they Highest Rag giving a chair to Lindsay, Petty Pink giving a chair to Laurie. Of course, you got the bald-headed dumbass telling her where to go grab the chairs. Like, dude, this guy, I hate this guy so much. He's so annoying. Like, not only that he does that stupid crap when there's missions, but he make it so freaking obvious that about calling spots. Like, again, are you a referee? Are you the John Cena referee? Like, what the hell? I'm going down. It's not about this dumbass. It's about Laurie and Lindsay. We have Laurie and Lindsay grabbing the chairs from Highest Rag and Petty Pink, and they hesitant on hitting each other with the chairs. And Highest Rag and Petty Pink on the apron yell at them, yelling at Laurie and Lindsay to hit each other, just hit them. They're about to, but the tables are turned because Laurie and Lindsay hit Petty Pink and Highest Rag with the chairs, and they throw the chairs out of the ring, and they hugged, they crying, they hugging, crowd going wild, cause they knew exactly what was going on with the Fab Four. They caught on with the mind games from Lana, Holly, and Petty Pink, and like, you know, screw this, I'm not fighting you. You're my sister, you're my blood. Let's hug it out. Like, I'm done fighting you. And of course, the match ended no contest, because of course it does. And it was a beautiful moment with Laurie and Lindsay, and they cut a emotional promo afterwards, and they just basically say, screw the Fab Four, screw Lana, Petty Pink, and Holly. We're going after the Wild Tag titles and become 5-time tag champions. And it was just a really good moment. And this confirms that Laurie and Lindsay are officially babyfaces again. Although not much happened in the matchup between Laurie and Lindsay, I'm sure it was still a surreal moment, an emotional moment, seeing these two have their first single match ever in professional wrestling history, and not only being televised but being against each other. It was still a surreal moment. I'm sure. And the promo after the match, you can see the emotion, the real emotion from both Laurie and Lindsay. And there was no fake BS from these two. You can just tell that it meant a lot to them having this happen, even though they didn't do much. Like, it was still a really good moment for them, and you gotta respect that. And this is the first time we're gonna see Bayface Miami Heat. Like we haven't seen that since the first season of WoW when they first started the relaunch. Can you please bring back the Miami Dolphins gear when you debuted? Like this gear was so sick. Like we didn't get enough of this. Like this gear lasted as short as the Minnesota Timberwolves' dreams of being in the NBA Finals. Shut up, you know it's true. Anyway, I look forward to seeing Miami Heat being Babyfaces once again, and I look forward to seeing all the matchup they gotta have against all the heel tag teams and WoW. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing this Babyface Heat and see where they go from here as Babyfaces. And it looks like the Fab Four is done. And let's see what happens between these two teams down the road. That's my review of WoW Season 3, Episode 37. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. If you watched the episode, if not, they have the full episode on YouTube right now on their YouTube channel, WoW Imperials. And you can also watch WoW on Pluto TV and Paramount Plus. I don't think Paramount Plus updates has updated it right now. It still have Season 2 on there, but you want to watch recent episodes in full of Season 3, go to Pluto TV, because I think that's a lot better than watching it on Paramount Plus. Not just because it's free, it's because you actually have recent episodes of WoW. They just have Season 2 up there. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, you know, I'm saying any of my videos. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, enjoy the weather, and yeah, to catch next time. Till then, I'm not gonna be able to say the black. I'm out.